for Schumacher. He developed the car along with Ross Brawn and the team. And then when Paddy came in, Toto came in, the good times came. As a result, you have to say, a lot of this is down to Ross Brawn and the development that he brought to the car, Damon.
Absolutely, and the foundation was really laid by Ross. The things that he didn't actually stay around, he wasn't able to stay around to see that come to fruition, but definitely the basis of all this was Ross's doing, and Mercedes, of course, the whole team, and it's been the strongest. It has set the standard really for Formula One over the last 3 seasons.
If Ross is watching from back at home, I mean, we've seen 3 years of success now from this team. Will he be proud of what he'd put into this team, or will he be a little bit sad that he didn't see it through?
I think Ross will be proud. I'm sure there are some frustrations, but Ross is a very straightforward guy, and he will not be sitting at home going, and they need to thank me for this. He's realistic on that. He knows that it's due to 800 odd people in the car factory, 1,500 in total with the engine, and they've done a lot of very good work.
And here comes your champion, being carried on the shoulders from a couple of his team. He is popular. He puts in the hours. He really does. Back at Brackley, back at Brixworth. And to get this first one, as you're saying, it's such a huge monkey off his back, Damon.
Oh, it's massive, isn't it? I mean, it'd be a shame to drop him now, wouldn't it? I mean, honestly, it looks like he's taking care and celebrating, giving him the finger, and the #1 salute and applauding the team. Look at that smile. I think it's starting to sink in now.
What a wonderful feeling it must be.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm not seeing any shots of Keke. There's Vivian. He really is staying out of it. But I think, we talk about how grounded he is as a person and becoming a father. I mean, all these little things that you look at in the championship, he's taken such a pragmatic approach to the season. He never, ever comes out with heavily emotive statements. He just has kept a sensible head, and it's paid off.
He has, and when he was getting backed up today, he didn't lose his head. He was on the phone moaning a bit, but he didn't get flustered. It was oh so tight, wasn't it, and close with Verstappen. But he really kept a calm head across the line, despite Vettel and Verstappen chasing him down.
There's a way to go about the championship because it brings so many pressures. It's so easy to say something and put a load of stress on yourself that's unneeded. I think Nigel Mansell was very wise in some of his championship campaigns. He managed to say the right things and everyone was trying to provoke him into saying something dramatic. And I think Nico's done the same thing. He's actually kept it very sensible. And
let's just listen into this before we try and grab the championship belt. I think that's why Lewis exited stage left. He knew what was coming. There were some mechanics, some truckies, some engineers, all lined up with champagne. There was plenty flowing today. There really is. A few of my colleagues are soaked to the skin. Well avoided, Damon.
Yes, I managed to stay out of that, although it's a lovely smell, I have to say. And I'm surprised that I didn't get wet there.
It's probably rose water, isn't it? It should be in Abu Dhabi.
This is what it's all about. Look at those cameras. He is now a superstar, super world famous. If he wasn't already, he's now Formula One world champion for all time.
It's not something that can be taken away from you either. I mean, this is it. I mean, it is an illustrious group. There's only been so many seasons of Formula One. There's only been so many world champions.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is now one of them. And he's enjoying it, reveling in it. And what a lot of pressure he's endured. It's all coming out now. And
how did it change your life? How will it change his life?
I think it's just this sense in your back of your mind, you want to know, could I do it? Could I cross over? Could I actually get the job done? And I think that now he's satisfied is all those questions and all those doubts that maybe he had.
Yeah, thinking about that, I mean, Martin, for yourself, do you think, I mean, this is the kind of thing that is the making of you as a driver? I mean, he is 31, he's had to wait his time, he really has had to wait a long time. 2006, I think it was, wasn't it, when he came in, Bahrain Grand Prix with Williams. How long can he keep on going? And now that he is a world champion, does that ensure his longevity?
I think he'll spring forward. I think he'll be an ever more difficult. See you, Mika. Lovely to see you again, my friend. See you soon. I think he'll be an ever tougher contender now because he's got a confidence and he's no longer living in the shadow of his dad, who was a world champion. He's his own man, and you're right. He's got the family. He's got money in the bank. He's now got a world championship and lots of victories, and he will feel complete. And what have we heard from Jenson Button all this weekend as well? You know, what made him feel special, and his whole purpose of his life was to become world champion. He did that, and so has Nico Rosberg.
Sometimes when you talk about the Monaco set, the drivers that live over there, and I know that occasionally you've shared flights with these guys, Martin. I mean, is he accepted as one of the group over there? Is he quite tight with some of the other drivers?
I don't know. As ever, whichever area you come to, there's cells of friendship, and yeah, occasionally they're all on the same PJ. But he's over in Ibiza as well quite a lot. I don't necessarily think they're having cappuccinos every morning. And
no, but there's a respect there. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's part of the club. He's firmly accepted by the senior drivers in this paddock because he's come through and he's lasted. And in this sport, we know that nothing lasts forever, and some things can be over very quickly.
I mean, quite apart from Formula One world champions, an F1 being the F1 club's quite a small club, and a lot of them, as you say, live in Monaco, and they all have their moments with each other, and sometimes they don't talk, and sometimes they do. There's not an infinite number of restaurants in Monaco.
Yeah, I wonder if Lewis still got the exercise book down the back of his trousers when he went off to see the headmaster. Who's going to get?
Well, he said he was going to take the tequila in. I'm not sure I was ever allowed to do that at school. Anthony Davidson has joined us from the Sky Pad. Anthony, is a man who goes in and drives the simulators at Brackley. I mean, what will the feeling be like back there? Will there be a lot of people really happy to see the other side of the garage from Lewis winning this year?
Absolutely. I think, in the team, everyone has their favourites. They keep that secret to themselves, who they support, one or the other. But yeah, they've seen Lewis win a couple of times now, and I'm sure a lot of the team are happy that Nico's won as well, and I'm happy for him. I think Vettel summed it up the best of all when he said they've both had their ups and downs this year. They've both had rocky moments, and Nico's been the one to be most consistent. Yes, he's had the luck of reliability on his side when it mattered the most, but the race he drove today was really deserving of a world championship, especially the move on Max Verstappen. I'm so impressed with how he could pull it out of the bag when he needed to, be decisive, confident, and that was a brilliant move on the toughest customer of them all.
Tell us how hard he works at it, Rosberg.
It's harder than me, just put it that way. He's an exceptional worker. And I always suspected this modern era of Formula One was going to suit his style and his work ethic, and it's come true. Yeah.
Anthony, it doesn't look like there's much partisanship going on there. I think you've got every single Mercedes member of the team there celebrating with Nico in the garage. He's very much loved in the team, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think it's because of that work ethic they love him. And you see them all jumping up and down as they come out of the garage. I mean, yeah, when the championship's over, it's been decided, everybody has the respect for the person that won it.
We're going to venture over and try and grab a word with him, but this could go on for a while. Guys, just to continue this conversation, when we're building up to the race, and we saw in the driver's press conference, Lewis talking about how you'll have to read about it in his book about the swapping of the mechanics early on in the season. Nico did toe the party line, he said, and he's gone with what Toto has always been saying, that they've got 1,500 people in this team. It's not just about the two drivers. And that team play, I mean, saying things like that, being the team player, is that what has endeared him so much, do you think, to those that have to graft day in, day out for him?
Well, I think that Mercedes gave him a fantastic opportunity, and he knows that. He was a very loyal member of the team and of the company, and there he is standing on this podium, makeshift podium they've got there in the Asp Marina. with the team. That's going to be a great team shot. But he's, you know, he was part of that team. He was loyal to them, and I think sometimes he felt that loyalty wasn't being repaid, and he's had to fight for his own turf within his own team, and he's done that this year.
A few of the guys back here, I think they're working on the 44 car, not the 6 car, because at the end of the day, they're all competitive people in Formula 1. Everybody wants to win.
How much does it hurt the other side of the garage? I mean, I know they're all working for Mercedes, but we've asked this for the last couple of years. What was Nico's side of the garage going to feel like with Lewis having dominated last year? But you know, shoes on the other foot now. What will they be thinking?
You know, Lewis's side of the garage had their fair share of success. And like I say, when the championship's wrapped up, you have the respect for the person that's won it. And, you know, they'll shake Nico's hand. They know he did a good job this year. It wasn't as if it was handed to a no-hoper. He really held his own this year against one of the best drivers in the sport.
Here we go. Sorry, Anthony, I think we're just waiting for Nico to come down from that podium. And whilst we wait...